Hello. Do you notice anything different? So I'm trying something new. Hear me out as I try something new. We're doing some ambient lighting today, because I feel like Of the Devil, that's like one of the best ways it can be enjoyed. I'm gonna try it with my overlay still on, and if that looks dumb, then we can change it next time. Hello everybody, hope you're well. I'm so sorry for missing Monday. Monday was a day for me. Monday was a day for me for sure. So I'm glad that everything turned out okay. But since we're not doing Umineko today, I just decided to reschedule it to today. Yeah. Hello, Adiso. I hope you're well. Missed you last stream. I'm glad you caught it this time. We are in the middle. We are in the middle of the trial, I think. I think. Let me know if the music is too loud, because the themes for the girlies have been really loud for some reason. Like, the themes for the girlies have been, like, louder than the rest of the music. Let's turn it down just a little bit. They are sick. They are super sick. But they're loud as fuck. Okay, and I also, since last time people were telling me that the reverb was a little quiet, I decided to make my own. So, how does this sound compared to music? Does this sound better? Because last time it was really quiet. I hope this is like a little better. Yeah. And then this is the regular voice. Who knows? But yeah, we're in the middle. Lena Rain did the Morgan Emma themes. They slap. They're really fire. I love them both. Especially Emma's. It's giving me Umineko. Because the harpsichord, I love it. It's so fire. I love it. Who came up? It was the police guy. Rogers. Yeah, he was the one that came up to the stand, and I had to dip because I had to leave stream and I was already late to something. He's kind of a little. He's kind of. Oh, that's what he sounds like to me. Okay, I have to. I have to get in here and see where we left off. Okay, I can remember. I promise.
Forgive me for repeating myself, Your Honor, but even if we prove conclusively that the windows are soundproof...
Oh, yeah! Talk about the windows.
The defense argument still hinges entirely on the omission of one detail in the witness's testimony. Putting it another way, just because he didn't hear the music, that doesn't mean he couldn't hear the music because the soundproof windows were closed.
Devils! Ah! There it is. There. Miu and Umineko. Devil's proof.
Yes, and you actually used it right this time.
I did my reading. Read Umineko.
She's effectively conceded that the windows were soundproof. She's also showed the tactics and information that's based on
Listen up, Sarah. The important thing about the devil's proof is that it's always on our side.
The side of underdogs, lovers, and dreamers the world around. Yeah, basically.
The side of the defense, innocent until proven guilty. That's what makes the devil so infuriating for the prosecution. The people make a fair point, Your Honor. There really isn't any hard evidence for my fleeing suspect theory at the moment. But the people haven't disproven it either, have they? I forget the exact details, Your Honor, but all we need is a shadow of a doubt, right? To overturn 5 dead bodies, the testimonies of 3 cops, and a room soaked to the floorboards and forensic evidence. Yeah.
I know, Jamie. Yeah, I love the vibes on both of them. Me when I'm of the devil, for real. Welcome. Do you like the ambient lighting? Whoa.
It fit me.
What does that mean?
Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to piss off everyone here? Come on, you don't hate my theory that much, do you? I'm warming up to it. Then I'll stick to the facts for now. At the time Rogers and Chopin arrived, the front door was locked. The music was still playing at the scene of the crime. Ooh, ooh, I haven't heard these synths yet. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even if Rogers didn't notice it until stepping inside. And at the moment Creek was shot, at least we can be certain the soundproof windows behind him were closed. Yes, those are the facts. Why are you restating them? Because there's something that's been bothering me. If we accept these as the facts, one part of the Honorable Officer Rogers' testimony makes no sense.
Can I look at his testimony again? Because I forgot what it was.
Can I look at the backlog?
Can I look at the backlog?
It's been a week. It's been a week. Oh, ignore, guys. I don't remember his testimony.
Wait, that was Creek. I'm looking for. No, that's his autopsy, you silly girl. That's his autopsy.
Please, I don't remember. No, it can't. No, this can't. This can't be. This can't be.
Okay, well, you know what? This is the okay. Is this? Can I just say this is the only time where it's okay to save scum if I don't remember? Guys, is it okay? Guys, you give me permission? Third heard the thump?
How could Roger have heard a thud from upstairs inside a soundproof building?
Because sound so travels indoors. Okay, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. We didn't choose. It's fine. We didn't choose that one. We should. So what if this? Okay, this is my second choice, but I'm glad this one's right.
If the room was deafened at the time the gun was fired.
Now you go there? Oh, crap. Yeah.
Wait, excuse me? What are you talking about? It's the very first thing you told us, officer. Your partner heard gunshots. But how is that possible? That's... but he said it! He said it! Even on the radio, he called it in!
Sure enough. I can see it right here in the police network's database. 9:45 p.m. Officer Tariq Chopin reports shots fired.
So he did. And since we can't ask him to testify, we'll just have to take him at his word. But just to clarify, Officer Rogers, are you saying you never heard any gunshots yourself? Well, I didn't have my head out the window like him, so... That's what you're trained to do, isn't it? Report anything you see or hear across the network? Well, one report is usually sufficient. but confirmation is always ideal, right? Yes or no, Officer Rogers?
Yeah, I never heard any gunshots.
Hang on, are you really? So you never heard a peep, but your partner, he somehow managed to waltz you both over to exactly where 4 vicious murders had not murderer, sorry. Murders had been committed before anyone else got there. I just drove where he pointed, so... Oh! Counselor, you need to be very careful here. Thank you for your concern, Miss Rockford. But don't forget, I hate losing. Pardon? I said, but don't forget to direct your comments to the bench. You bring that up now. Every cop in the room already thinks I'm a novel at this point. Compared to the deceased small time. I feel like I'm gonna say something shocking here, and I should stop you. But I can't really stop you before you say it, so... I'm just confused, is all, Your Honor. How could Officer Chopin have possibly arrived at the scene of the crime when he couldn't have heard any gunshots? Unless he was asked to come there directly. Oh, like he got an Evite? Exactly. Officer Chopin answered a distress call from the Blue from the Blue Bloods.
Oh my god. Oh my god. God, what? What? Is this all in French? I'm crying. I'm crying. Oh! Holy moly! Well, I'm sorry, my chat wasn't loading. It just loaded now. Hello, Starmint. Hello. That's so nice of you to come. Welcome, welcome. In 2 years, oh my goodness, it's been that long. Crazy. The thinking field sounded very distant. No! Was it worse than last time? Hello? I don't want to sound distant. Hello? If it's worse than last time, then I'm gonna not go back to it. Or I was trying to fix it. I was trying to fix it by making my own, but perhaps that didn't work as I wanted it to. But I could just go back to this one. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, you mean for my Project Diva streams? That's awesome. Why is it? Oh, that's why. That's why. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Trapped in a cave filter. That's what it sounds like. Oh man. All right, never mind. Fuck the thinking sound, I guess. Do I have like a? Hold on, we're gonna fix this right now. Is there like an actual good reverb? Does this sound okay? Is it far away? Oh my god! Yeah, that's crazy. I think you're the first person to like actually try that. The follow age. That's awesome. Well, welcome. Welcome back. Is this any better? Sounds like we're in an echo. Jamie, you're not answering my question. Owie! I hit my leg. Sounds like we're in an, okay. What if okay. What if this? Whoa! Holy shit! hear myself. Me when I try to find a key. Me when I try to find a reverb. Okay. I'm gonna use that one. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to say fuck it. I can make out what you're saying. Well, that's progress, I guess. Tell me, are these her usual tactics? Turning the entire city against her for no discernible reason.
No. Well, the first time we met, she did, technically.
You sound a little older. Well, I am older than 2 years, I guess. My voice has matured in the past 2 years, I will say that.
Your Honor, the defense is completely out of line.
Orange, you're sick for the millionth time! Damn, calling me out.
The gallery is pretty poorly behaved, too. You gonna rein this in, or should I?
Allow me. Tariq Chopin was an upstanding officer with no marks on his record. You say he was some kind of blue blood pawn, but he had to break into their building in order to enter. And you have the gall to claim he answered a distress call when there's no panic button, no phone records to suggest one was ever sent? True. True? That's all you have to say after posthumously accusing the son of 2 city councilmen of being corrupted by, like, blue blood pocket change? It's a fair point. Chopin was the son of 2 city councilmen and, by all accounts, a dedicated police officer. He wouldn't work with the Blue Bloods without an unusually strong motive. The kind of thing that would make the headlines. What are you... Time to flex your media literacy! Ugh. Choose and present the article that shows him voted for Chopin to work for the Blue Bloods. You already read them front to back, right? I actually kind of did. I actually kind of did. read all of them. I mean, it's not the serial bombings. I mean, I'm just the political convention. I mean, isn't that right? Isn't that right? We'll see. The city council is evaluating new security contracts ahead of next month's convention. And you think what? That the Blue Bloods own stock in the... Okay, maybe it is the bombings. Fuck me, then. Maybe it... Shit, what was the Atlas pillars again? Garbage. Is this where the Atlas pillars were? No. Okay, well, maybe this. The Witch the West is bombing sites all across the country. No, never mind. I guess it's the fucking... I don't want to say it if it's bad. Officer Chopin would never compromise his well-documented morals for anything less than an earth-shaking opportunity. How about a donation to his parents? What? Sidebar for a moment. What? How are you all thinking about voting?
Oh, don't get me started. I'm a political junkie.
What are you... Sorry, on the ballot measures specifically. Huh? Am I the only one who sweats over this stuff? Maybe it's old-fashioned, but I was hoping to hear some diverse
nuanced opinions on Proposition 492. Wait, but that's the funding of Atlas Pillar rejuvenation projects. Okay, yeah. I think it's a nice idea. Bringing prosperity to the lower wards, literal stability to everyone above them. And of course, the mother of all paydays to anyone lucky enough to own the land it'll require. Wait a minute. You mean... you... Am I the only one who reads the news anymore? Wasn't counting on this being rhetorical, but... Who on the city council is sponsoring Proposition 492? Chopin's parents? One last question. Less rhetorical this time. This crime took place at a known blue blood property. So why was this found there? The dark card? Oh, is she gonna pin the dark card on?
Huh? Maybe I'm thinking too deep into this.
How is it that the dark card got there in the first place? We don't know because it's been wiped of all prints. Are you suggesting Officer Chopin brought it? He might have, right?
God damn it! No! It could have been. It could have been. It could have been. It could have been something, buddy. Okay. I don't think it's Yoru, cause Sosuke was there already, right? It could. Is it the red ink? Oh, gotcha, bitch.
Highly confidential red ink documents were found underneath Chopin's corpse. They're almost entirely illegible by now. But you can still make out a reference to P492 right here. That struck me as odd. Reinforcing the canopy. A state construction project that massive in the lower wards must mean. Even the police can't keep a crime scene secure down there unless they're willing to play ball. Yeah, unless they're willing to play ball with the blues. They'd have to get past the blue bloods. Or through them with open arms and firm handshakes. Just what the hell are you trying to say? Counselor Morgan, if you... Sorry, wasn't sure I actually had to spell it out, but it certainly looks like... Patrol Officer Tariq Chopin was working with the Blue Blood Mafia to defraud the city.
Uh-oh. Gekido. Okay, I know what Gekido means.
She said it.
She said that?
What did you just say?
Are you trying to piss off every cop and every politician in the city?
Sorry, I'll gladly retract my statement. That is, as soon as any cop or politician.
I love that sprite of her.
Or prosecutor can explain to the court how Tariq Chopin was able to arrive at the crime scene that night, when we all know damn well he never heard any gunshots.
It is a bit of a pickle. What you've got for us? What you've got for us? Okay. What you've got for us, witness?
What? I don't know. He had good ears or something. Or good intuition or whatever.
Your Honor, the simplest explanation is that Officer Chopin was tipped off by a CI that he neglected to inform his partner about.
Hey, Chopin wasn't a patrol officer with secret criminal informants that he'd hide from his own partner? That sounds horribly corrupt. And you called my comments inflammatory. Corrupt? You've got brass, all right. That's real rich coming from a mob lawyer defending. Oh, the Hound of Icaria!
Uh-oh.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Big uh-oh.
Your Honor, the witness's last statement was a regrettable slip of the tongue. Frankly, his entire testimony has been less than ideal, and so
I'd
already snipped the jury's feed, but the crown.
Seriously, he's the hound? Uh-oh. But isn't the hound that? Uh-oh. Cop killing animals? Uh-oh. Knew that the whole house stank like shit. Uh-oh. What did you say about a man's family, you... Or what? You'll stab us in the back, too? So scary.
Please calm down.
And shut up. That apple hang the whole house with him. Uh-oh.
Your Honor, these outbursts from the gallery are not ideal, but we need to focus on preventing...
It's not enough you butchered him like that. Animals! Ah! Gotta pay this lawyer to spit on his grave, too. At least the Blue Bloods know their place. How dare you! Well, you pigs were colluding with Blue Bloods to rip off everyone in the lower wards. Better a Blue Blood than the piss running in your veins. Oh, shit! Sarah, hold him.
Pardon?
Stop him from doing anything stupid now.
Okay, it was fun, but now you've ruined it. You're all done. This court is now in recess. Bailiffs, clear the room.
Oh! And I, oop! It's not enough. Now I'm not done talking. I want to speak.
Tell him, Rogers, you tell him!
This heat.
Burn the house!
Tension like a haze in the air.
Rip him out by the roots!
And on the back of my neck.
Every last one!
That's what the crowd sounds like. Should have taken you out when I had the chance, you... Bead of sweat and something that feels like... Oh, shit! Die, you son of a bitch! Oh, shit.
Behind us!
Oh, get down! Oh my god. What am I reaching for? I don't even have my gun.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh. 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 Okay, purr. Okay, slay. Slay. What the heck? Oh, that's so scary. sorry, but I hope you have a nice time lurking. Hey, are you okay? Are you hit?
Sasuke, I am not injured.
The danger's gone. The heat of the moment replaced by the chill of a cold sweat on my lower back.
Then why did you push me down?
What? What do you mean, why? Why did I? I take my time returning back to trace the bullet's trajectory. Vaguely, I'm aware of stomping feet as the crowd rushes to the exits, but the sound is far away. Reflexes. Sorry. You all right there, ma'am?
I'm fine, Detective. Thank you.
For a moment, I lock eyes with Detective Quasi in London. In that instant, I recognize a nameless flickering across his face, cold and sharp like frostbitten furs. Nameless. We don't need a word for it because we only ever see it once. At the very end. Zyroma! Dude, that's kind of cray-cray. Oh, is this Reyes? Okay. I've taken 60 seconds to yell into a couch pillow, so maybe now one of you can tell me, oh, what the heck happened out there? Oh, no, it's her. How did that man get into the courtroom? The building? And with a weapon like whatever the hell that was? It was his own arm, Madam Barrows. Someone said Barrows. Madam Barrows. Modded illegally at some literal chop shop. Fully prosthetic but fairly low tech. It uses a simple air intake system and projectiles made of enamel. Enamel? As in teeth? Where on earth do these people... What the fuck?
Doesn't trigger any metal detectors, looks organic from the outside. But if you're aiming at flesh, it gets the job done.
And our metal detectors, all that stand between a crazed gunman and the law of the land?
No, Your Honor. We're looking into it now. We already found some discrepancies in the personnel files of courthouse security team members. He probably got his hands on a key card. Lost, bought, or stolen, and had it modified to get him in the building.
Would that work?
Only needs to work once. This time it did. I doubt he expected to leave alive, so you ask me. We're lucky he struck with something more directed instead of an explosive.
This is a nightmare. What am I supposed to do now?
The jury must be horrified. I don't know how we could proceed. As I recall, the adjutant cut their feed the moment Officer Rogers mentioned the Hound of Icaria. So they didn't actually see the shooting. And by the way, how does a patrol officer know that my client is the lead suspect in that case? Would anyone like to explain that to me?
Well,
You'd have to ask organized crimes. But the mood around Rogers has been celebratory. I'd imagine there was plenty of cops eager to describe in detail what he'd achieved by catching Sosuke red-handed. Allegedly.
I have to add that part.
There's no presumption of innocence in station locker rooms and cop bars, counselor.
So the OC department buys Rogers a round of drinks. And 24 hours later, I've got a shooter in my courtroom. Who was he?
The shooter's been ID'd as Bowen Bresson, low-level muscle in the Blue Blood Mafia. Priors for possession, dealing, assault.
Attempting to carry out an assassination in a courtroom full of cops is quite the setup. Any connection to Creekspod?
Meh. Older generation, different part of town. Not exactly thick as thieves. So trying to execute Sosuke wasn't an act of revenge. He was given orders.
Yes, that's very interesting, but it's a job for the police to handle. Yes. Counselor Morgan, I assume you'll be filing for a mistrial.
Ooh. About that. I feel it's in my client's best interest for the trial to continue.
What? A blue blood gunman just tried to shoot him. But the jury didn't see that.
Hey, Emma's on her side.
All they know right now is that they've been given a long lunch. You too?
The goal, Your Honor, as I've always understood it, is for a defense attorney to do what's best for their client. Right now, clearly, the Blue Blood Mafia is convinced my client killed 4 of their men. And every cop in the city thinks he killed Officer Chopin. If he walks on a mistrial, he won't be able to walk down the street without getting shanked. Sosuke Ikaria doesn't need a mistrial. He needs a media blackout.
I really hate that term. She's right, Your Honor. If the story spreads that the Blue Bloods tried to assassinate Sosuke, every juror in the city will assume he's guilty. We won't be able to find anyone over the age of 10 who hasn't heard of him, let alone put together 12 unbiased peers to judge him. Even if that's true, and even if it's possible, what you're asking for is... Detective, is the building still in lockdown?
Standard procedure says to keep it that way another half hour.
We would have to... The stands are full of police officers, and any one of them could...
Ambulance chasers will pay prime for a story this rich. Someone's gonna break rank. We don't need the blackout to last forever. We just need it to be intimidating enough that the story doesn't leak until the trial's over.
Which will be when, exactly? We could finish tomorrow. There aren't that many witnesses left on the docket.
Finished? Tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fine. Yes, we'll have a blackout. A big, scary old blackout like we're the shadowy masters of the universe. Happy?
Perfectly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Detective, follow me. You'll need my authorization to activate the building's blanket protocols.
Right behind you, ma'am.
Ha, they're alone together. Surprised to be arguing for the same thing as you, for once.
Thanks for not gagging from the effort.
Any other defense attorney in the city would have taken the mistrial. Dumped the Hound of Icaria on some other idiot's doorstep and cashed their check.
Some other idiot, huh?
Or is it that you can't dump him? You under house arrest already?
I haven't felt threatened by them.
That could change fast if you fail them.
House Icaria are high society. Haven't you heard? And I'm beneath their notice. I don't think they'd bother to axe me just for underperforming.
Sounds like exactly the kind of thing that high society types would do. Going this far for your client, though.
You know me. Defender of the weak, champion of the downtrodden. I'd go through a lot more than this to keep my face out of the papers. Hopefully, when the story does eventually leak, the focus should be entirely on Sosuke. But if this means people start recognizing me, remembering me, Owen Bresson will be glad London did him in one. I'd twist the knife slow as a second hand if he's...
Oh! And I oop!
You okay?
Compared to you, I guess not.
Hmm?
I've never seen anyone get shot before.
Oh. Right. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That was... Maybe I'm feeling jealous. I spend all this time poring over crime scenes and diagrams, trying to get inside the head of Heartbreak of all people, and maybe I get it into my head that I'm some kind of unfeeling badass. Just freeze up like a deer at the sight of actual violence. I'll need to get over that.
Do you? Do you need to get over it?
I have a responsibility.
A prosecutor isn't a hangman, Emma.
No. If a hangman does their job right, the neck snaps and the subject's dead before the pain ever reaches their brain. If I do my job right, Sosuke Ikaria spends the rest of his life drooling on himself while Megs haggle over the property rights to his gray matter.
Aye. If you feel that bad about it, you could always recommend a lesser sentence.
That's just the thing. I've never felt that bad about it at all. Runs in the family. In the family? In the family?
The way she whispered it, and that half-stuttering sigh. I'm not sure she even heard it herself.
Damn! Are we gonna learn about Emma's family? I hope so. Sticky filter sounds good? Oh, thank God.
Alright, that should free up your phone from the blanket. Thank you, Detective London. You're, welcome, Counselor Morgan? Something I said. You didn't say anything yesterday about what the Hound of Icaria really is. Come on, there's a lot of code names to remember. Would you believe me if I said I didn't put two and two together? Maybe I would if I hadn't seen you act that fast back in the courtroom. That was a lucky shot. From across the room with the crowd moving around him? Yeah, real lucky. I know. I'm agreeing with you. Though it would be a lot less lucky if you were, say, already watching him. Did you know? No, but I'm flattered you think I'm brave enough to stick around for a shooting that I knew would happen. But you recognized him. Tickled a spot in the back of my brain, even in disguise. It helped that the guy was fidgeting around all day. Bresson had been in the courtroom all day. How long had he waited for to take his shot? Did you get a good look at him? I did not. You shot him very fast.
Yeah, very fast.
Eyes bloodshot to hell and back, nosebleed, flush extremities. He was high as a drone. Probably metahexphenolin.
That's it.
Probably metahexphenolin, considering how well the Blue Bloods have done pushing it.
Metahex. Nirvana?
Nirvana trial, Nirvana initiative, AI the sum. Okay.
The party drug that college kids are huffing? It's been a long time since I was in college. I guess it could be good for a party in small doses. I'm hypothesizing here. Don't take this out of context. Sure. But at higher doses? A couple of months ago, I saw this guy stumbling around one of the open markets. Eyes dilated and mouth moving a block a minute. He knocked over some bicycles, so I cuffed him to the rack, hoping he'd sober up within the hour I could move on. Oh, and I could move on. Took a phone call, and when I looked back, he was trying to chew through the chain. He broke 4 teeth. And he had started biting his arm by the time I knocked him out. Ew. But anecdotes are cheap, and one bad trip will hardly slow the ball now that it's rolling.
You believe the hype? Think they're gonna legalize it?
Within the next 2 quarters, if you ask me.
What'll happen to the Blue Bloods' monopoly?
Up in smoke. Pharma megs and dispensaries of the world will step in and to reap the rewards. And the Blue Bloods will have to slink off and cook up some other haze to push. The great tide rolls on.
The Blue Bloods have legitimate income sources, right? Like Cyanus?
Yep. Some of them are even pretty profitable, like their host clubs and pink rooms.
So if the Blue Bloods can run those businesses just fine, why can't they stay in control of Nirvana once it's legalized? Oh my god.
There's competition and name recognition and locale and real estate and basically, they can't afford it. The buy-in's too steep and everyone's past the door likes it that way. Legal drugs are a whole other realm of profitable. Folks like the Icaria do not want to share.
Gee, not even on special occasions.
Well, like I told you, there was that meeting last year, but their play date fell apart. Hey, what you said back there in court about Prop 492? You really buy that? Drake Chopin working with Blue Bloods?
It's quite the unlikely pairing, I'll admit. But that might explain why it ended the way it did.
How are you guys liking the dynamic lighting, by the way? Does it make it better or worse? I wanted to try it out for Of the Devil, because I feel like Of the Devil is a very atmospheric game.
So what was the verdict?
The verdict is only handed down after the jury's finished deliberating. That may take...
The show must go on. And the shooter? Getting introduced to the accommodations down at the morgue right about now. He was some blue blood muscle named Bresson. Ring a bell? As I've said, all these Blue Bloods are alive. He tried to shoot you, Sosuke. And I was standing very close to you when it happened. I'd like a little more detail than that. I've never met him, never heard of him. That's the truth. But the Bresson family is known to be enforcers for Blue Blood leadership. So it's the old guard who want you dead. Does that make young bloods an enemy of an enemy? Didn't you tell me Creep was a young blood? Considering what I'm on trial for, I doubt they're fond of me either. God damn it, Sosuke. Who doesn't hate your ass? I need to try harder to disregard the nonsense that comes out of that adjutant's mouth. Did you say it like, It might be starting to sink in.
You enjoyed? That's good.
Sosuke, you were captured when you could have been ignored. You were tortured when you could have been ransomed. And now these people are trying to kill you in one of the most secure buildings of the city. What are they after?
Why are you at the top of the Blue Blood shit list? Is it because of...
Renegan? Where was Renegan again?
Does it have something to do with Renegan? Makoto seemed hesitant to discuss anything to do with him.
Oh, Purple Boy, hello! Welcome. Filter's still on. Oh, poopy.
Because
Thank you, Jamie. You're being so helpful.
Because that is the house's way. Aria Holdings takes care of Renegan and the like. If Makoto appeared to know anything about their inner workings, it would be a breach of house lines. So Renegan is just a red herring?
Okay, the Hound.
Is it something the Hound did? Did you help one of the old guard retire early last week? That particular messenger communicates only with the highest class of clientele. Corporate rivals and the rest of the nobility? Yes, the Hound of Icaria is known in the lower wards, but he isn't truly feared there. And he hasn't taken the life of any blue blood, noteworthy or otherwise, in over a year. So not since you were reassigned to guard duty. Is it because of what happened a year ago? How do you know about that?
What happened a year ago?
A meeting between the old guard and the house, apparently. You were gonna work out a deal for the Icarian network to distribute a blue blood product. Why would we want the basement cooked swill the blue bloods make sold in our storefronts? Our pharmacies? You wouldn't... Not until... Oh, you wouldn't. Not until after Nirvana is legalized. Yes, I figured some stuff out. Stop pouting. There was a meeting last year, yes. A private meeting that was to be kept strictly confidential. The IFG met with the old guard to discuss a deal. It fell apart. Voices were raised, weapons drawn. I was in the shadows, and I stepped in front of a blade for Makoto. The house elders were perturbed afterwards. They feared for Makoto's safety and perhaps felt that they had grown overconfident. The Hound is a useful tool, but not indispensable. So they ordered me to guard Makoto full time.
Isn't that a great honor? Guarding the heir to the headship?
Of course it is.
Then why do you sound like that?
You get points for picking up on it, but you need to learn how to take advantage of it. So, your deal fell apart. Blood was drawn. I kinda assumed that was par for the course in your world. It's not unheard of. So why are the old guards still trying to kill you and Makoto a year later? I don't know!
Okay.
I don't know, Morgan. Because I'm not an old guard.
Is there someone we could talk to who is?
There's always someone. For a prize. But if that's how it's gonna go, I'm gonna need a drink first.
For real? For real. We're gonna go back to the bar? Oh, okay. Here to join? What are you talking about? Oh. Oh! Okay. Sorry to disappoint, but I was here first. The net's slow as shit in this wing of the school. No one else comes here if they don't have to, so it's a quiet spot to read. Yeah, it is a detective mystery. So what? Like, 5% of the books in the library are. Well, it's not like I own the room. If you want to convene your club meetings here with all your many members, I can't exactly sue you. Especially not since you're gonna be some big shot lawyer. Join your club so I won't get evicted. Isn't that like blackmail, counselor? Mutually beneficial, sure. So it's just plain old corruption. You'll do just fine out there in the adult world. Whatever. As long as you don't go around telling people I'm a member, you can put me down. We need to add our phone numbers too. No, I don't actually care. Oh, who was that, Morgan? Who was that, Morgan? Who was that? Who was that?
Is something wrong?
Why would you think that something's wrong?
It's very unusual for you to wake up mid-transit. When you decide to nap, you fall asleep very fast and you sleep very deeply. Suspiciously so. Sometimes I'll try to wake you and I could swear you're just pretending.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, you're the one who's been quiet.
I had been bothering Sosuke, I think. pestering him about catching bullets.
If you were bothering Sosuke, he'd say it. Turn to the side in that bitchy pose.
But I can't catch a bullet either. Even though I'm fast, and I could see fast. Sosuke was the one who acted while I just...
Sosuke's trained for that exact kind of thing. Trained for his whole life, the way he tells it.
Father built me to be strong. I should be able to...
David didn't build you to be anything, Sarah. He didn't even really build you. Just watched you grow.
And do you think I am still growing? Still developing? You think I could get taller?
I think you shouldn't get your hopes up about that.
Hey, you know what, Sarah? Limb enhancements could be a thing for you. You're a robot, so I don't think you'd feel pain.
Come on, you can bounce back faster than that.
I'm sorry. I suppose I am still processing what we saw back in the courtroom.
When Detective London took out that shooter,
I know that Detective London has been a police officer for many years. It stands to reason that he'd act decisively in circumstances where so many lives are at risk. What I am still thinking about is the man he killed.
yeah, but there's only so much speculating we can do about his motive until...
I am not thinking about his motive. I am thinking about how he is dead.
Morgan's like, yeah, shit, I never thought of that. You haven't been out and about that long. Everything's new to you, even the most ordinary stuff.
A person dying is an ordinary, Morgan, but that's I'm not to any normal person, but we're just gonna move on from that.
Yes, I forget that includes the extraordinary too.
You've seen violence like that before then?
Yes, I have.
Seen people die?
Yes, I have.
Seen more people die than most your age? Most lawyers?
Probably a safe bet.
This is a private subject, isn't it?
Death is always private. I'm no exception.
Do people ever get used to it?
I can only speak for myself.
Have you gotten used to it?
Have you, Morgan? Have you, Morgan?
Every time is like the first time.
Oh. I hope that everyone is like you then. It doesn't seem like the kind of thing anyone should get used to.
Ooh. Sorry to disappoint you, man. There are no people like me.
So she was lying! Irashai!
Irashai!
What do I owe the pleasure of hosting my two favorite girls? One Sarah. Who's the other? Figment of my imagination, apparently. Do you want something to drink?
What do you recommend?
I've just gotten this case of beautiful, tawny deep reds from volcanic soil across the sea. Savory and full with notes of cherry and oak.
Sounds delicious.
You just described a tree, down to the dirt.
Well, I would very much like to try it.
Sorry, you're underage. She's an android. A very realistic one. So what'll you say to customers who walk in and see you're drinking at the counter?
Irashai?
I don't think Morgan directly lies to Sarah, just by omission. Yeah.
Two waters coming right up.
For real.
Wait, back up. Our client is the Hound of Icaria? And I was the last person to find out what that actually means. Then it should be easy enough to tell whether he did the deed or not. The Hound always leaves a calling card. So I hear. Is that literal? Stark white business card laid neatly on the ground with the house's insignia.
I don't understand why the house would go to such lengths to let the victims know who attacked them.
He's These nobility types, their whole lives are galas and ballrooms and cocktail parties and wine tastings. Torture, where every sentence has a front and backside to it, and every glance has a whole unspoken clause. To them, an unambiguous act of violence is an exclamation point that they can't misconstrue. And the Ikaria aren't exactly at the top of the nobility pecking order, reminding the others that they've still got their fangs as a viable strategy. They know they're outclassed in terms of how many mountains of gold they have. That doesn't explain why such a supposedly great assassin has gotten made on more than one occasion. Well, he's probably just doing his job there. If all he needed was to get away with murder, he'd be a prisoner or a sniper. All the major houses love to use body doubles. If he kills a target behind closed doors, the house can just bring out a spare. Damn! Or hell, claim the entire thing never happened. But if the hound kills where a house's rivals can see, the damage sticks.
You know a lot about the nobility, don't you, boss? Are you considered part of the neo-aristocracy?
Do I look like I've got that kind of sway? I don't want a bar in Midtown as a hobby, kid.
You got swag though. The shirt is fire. The shirt and then the cape off to the side with the gold jewelry. Absolutely fire.
Wouldn't know it looking at how profitable your wine section is. It'll catch on. The hound was a nasty surprise, but the big reveal isn't making anything click for me. Blue blood assassin trying to mist him mid-trial. I don't get it either, but the blue bloods aren't as rational as they used to be.
Used to be?
I traded with them a good deal when I was younger, and they were richer.
Trade what?
Stock tips? Yeah, sure.
Oh. Oh.
This was before the Ikaria cut them down. I was a young man hungry to establish myself, and the blue bloods were the biggest game in town. The rest weren't even a twinkle in some psychopunk's eye back then, and the Ikaria cartel were just that. Drug smugglers and dope runners. The blue bloods used them as couriers. A reversal of fortune. Could be their names on opera houses and hospitals all across the city today if
what?
If the Ikaria hadn't killed them all.
But didn't they have allies? Connections?
Wards were overflowing with cerulean blood. No one wanted anything to do with them.
But they were the victims.
Corporate partners are risk-averse. Political alliances require you to bring something to the table. And when you fall that far, that fast, the common folk assume it happened for a reason.
They thought that the Blue Bloods deserved it just because it happened to them?
Well,
all that was left for the old-timers, the grandparents, and the great-uncles, all suddenly without heirs. They recruited latchkeys and orphans during the Red Decade, found family that became the first gens and then the young bloods.
What about the money?
You're starting to sound like a real human.
money.
Some of it, the cash, the gold, the jewels, the Ikaria just stole. But the vast majority of it was held overseas, where it was safe, untouchable, and impossible to get your hands on without the right blood. Locked behind GFA. Getting butchered by the Ikaria was a bad beating, but losing that money was unforgivable. The rest of the Blue Blood Mafia around the world will never accept them back into the fold until they recover it. Exiled from paradise because they tempted fate with their hubris. Has a certain poetic charm to it, no?
It would have to be a very sobering poem.
Those are the ones you remember, aren't they?
It's true.
Probably why the Blue Bloods are still humming the same old hymns, passing down the same ghost stories and urban legends. They did seem to be a surprisingly superstitious bunch, crossing their fingers over the red hood and... Hey, what's a little lord? That's another one. You spent on one of the oldest tales in the book. A promised prince. The belief is that exactly one kid survived the fall of the leaves. One lone heir to all the fortune the Blue Bloods lost.
Imagine if this one's true.
Got spirited away overseas or out west to be raised in secret, and one day will come back to reclaim what's rightfully... You know, I'm guessing you've heard this one before.
Is there any truth to it?
Old guard certainly seem to think so. Need to think so. It's probably what's keeping them alive. If they can just hold on another 5 years, they'll finally find the heir they've been looking for, and they can rectify decades of embarrassment and shame. Thinking like that is what makes young blood start thinking about maybe the old guard doesn't care about what happens to us. What do they expect? Blood's thicker than water.
The original full expression is thought to be the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That actually suggests that camaraderie between those who fought together is stronger than simply sharing a common relative.
Yeah, well, if that were actually true, then maybe people wouldn't have amputated the expression centuries ago. I love amputated the expression, that's funny. Still, this is 30 years of water, or blood covenant, if you prefer, that we're talking about. Young bloods gave their life to the mafia. Each of them had to choose it over their own family. It's a pretty raw deal to cut them loose just because some sheltered kid, only valuable for its DNA, decided to show up after all these years. You think the old guard would throw away the young bloods if it meant reuniting with their little lord? I know it. And so do the young bloods.
That doesn't seem to be a dynamic that incentivizes them to look very hard for this little lord.
No, it incentivizes them to smother the royal bastard. If I assume my client is innocent, that means someone else killed Tariq Chopin. Someone who didn't do it in self-defense. Tariq Chopin? You mean the son of the city councilman? Adopted son. His parents are government officials. Even if they're loaded, the Mob Act can't protect all their records. Mob Act!
Production of Reasonable Anonymity Act. Intended to protect the safety of individuals with income above the 99th percentile of the... What the fuck? Excuse me.
What? Oh, okay. It's the... That's crazy. That's like you can't get canceled act.
But apparently, yeah, there was a lot of like civil unrest that led to highly publicized crimes. Yeah, assaulted and net organized flash lynchings.
No, that's cray cray.
Yeah, it's the you can't get canceled and killed act. Did you get something new? Oh, Barrows, I see. She's also pretty cunt.
Sarah, look this guy up.
What's that one mean? Sarah, look up this guy's ball sack.
What do you want to know? Age.
How old was he?
His age is listed as 27, but the entry has been edited a number of times. There has been a great deal of back and forth between database contributors in the last 36 hours over the addition of removal of an asterisk. It seems his original birth certificate was lost.
Well, that's shady as hell.
The anti-Luigi, I'm crying.
Only kinda.
Oh, only kinda. Sorry, that was the wrong person.
Here it comes. He was an orphan 27 years ago. That's pretty firmly in the red decade. A lot of paperwork was getting lost back then. That's a kind way of putting it.
What would be an unkind way of putting it?
The governments of the world were scrambling. I want to know about his adoption.
His fathers adopted him in 2066, after 3 months of visits to gospel home orphanages. A private philanthropic institution that is no longer in business.
Bankrupt or bought out?
Bankrupt.
Damn it. They had just gotten swallowed. The parent company might have kept their records.
The adoption itself was somewhat of an event. There were multiple news articles and photos of it.
Not trying to cast doubt on the realness of their connection, but they couldn't be career politicians if they let a photo op that good pass them by. Unless they wanted to draw attention away from who they were No, a child showing up quietly in a politician's life looks guilty as sin. It wouldn't let people think. This isn't useful. I can go in circles all day speculating about this.
Educated.
What was his education?
Tariq Chopin had a law degree.
Who gets a law degree and then becomes a patrol officer? Son of a politician. It's not a bad path. If your superiors know you're connected and smart and can recognize when the law is being broken, they'll keep you far away from anything real. He goes for a year and then move into politics as a veteran of the force who's hard on crime. London did mention he was far too principled to be likable or reliable. If joining up with the police was nothing but a calculated move, that means he had a clear plan for what to do after. And it probably didn't involve defrauding the city in a real estate scheme. I can think of a few reasons why a cop would get murdered at the scene of a crime like that. But Tariq Chopin wasn't some ordinary cop. The strongest motive that comes to mind is... Wait, you really think...
You think Chopin was a little lord?
You're the last person I'd expect to believe in fairy tales, Red. Can you honestly say it doesn't fit? If we, for a moment, assume that unicorns and dragons and Tsuchinokos are real...
What do you mean? Tsuchinokos are very well documented. I can show you...
Then yeah, it's possible that Chopin was a little lord.
Tsuchinoko. What are Tsuchinokos? Hold on. The game won't tell us. Tsuchinoko. In Japanese folklore, the Tsuchinoko, literally translating to child of hammer, it's a snake like being. Oh my god! Dude, they look like little stubby little fat snakes. Oh. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card? It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card? That's funny. Danger? Tsuchinoko? That's what it's called. Yeah, they're just like stubby little fat snakes. That's adorable. I love that. Flat fuck snakes.
And if any young blood knew it, they'd want him dead.
to prevent the old guard from abandoning them.
3 thoughts come to mind. 1, this is all guesswork on your part. Even the most zealous young blood wouldn't off a guy just because he happened to be about 30 years old and adopted. They would have had, I was enunciating too much. They would have had to have seen something that at least suggested it. Oh my god! 2, as I recall, the only young blood you know is of this Creek guy. And Creek was dead before Chopin ever entered the building. Clears his name pretty handily. The only young blood I know. 3, I can think of at least one other group that killed to prevent the little lord from claiming his throne.
How's Ikaria?
And who better to cut him down than their most loyal rook? And that would neatly explain why the old guard would be pissed enough to try and kill Sosuke in a courtroom. Unfortunately. Stay positive. Just because the old guard thinks Sosuke killed the precious heir doesn't mean he actually did. Yeah. Hey Sarah, get some footage of me making this next one. From over there on the counter.
Boss?
We'll shoot a promo. I just found this hidden gem where this guide made the best drink ever. That kind of thing. Where it's kind of cheap and fake, but like, you're in on the joke and it's not pretending to be genuine.
Boss, with the number of followers Kintsugi has, a video longer than 9 seconds posted at this time of day?
I don't want to hear that depressing shit. We'll cross-post or whatever.
It doesn't have to be that corner. The lighting will be bad.
Any corner, just make sure it's from a distance.
From a distance? Wouldn't it be better framed if...
It'll look like shaky cam found footage. It's more legit that way.
My hands do not shake, but I'll try.
What are you doing? Making you a drink, obviously. That's quite the treat. Why? Because we've got some heavy shit to discuss.
Look at that guy go!
Starts with ice. What do we do with crushed ice at Kintsugi, Sarah?
under the fridge.
Exactly. Rock ice are nothing when you're mixing a cocktail. Hang on. You taught her that? Oh my god, they look so cute! And there's a drain under there. Not in my kitchen. When the ice melts, it warps the floorboard. Apple lime juice. Pay no attention to the second half I'm using here, Sarah. Red likes it tart. Now you're the lawyer, and you got a hell of a mind for all this stuff. Egg white, toss the yolk, unless it's a weekend, in which case...
Put it in the bowl in the fridge.
But it seems to me like you're approaching the shooter from every angle but the deadly serious one. Orgy... Oh.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm looking it up more. What the fuck? It's Fred?
Orgeat.
Orgeat. I see.
If a customer says they prefer simple syrup, you let me know and we won't serve them anymore. What do you mean? What do you mean? You need to consider that maybe that shooter wasn't there for Sosuke.
Oh!
I told you they kicked me out only after a few minutes. No one's sending an assassin after me for that. Whiskey, Black Label or higher.
Then shake the hell out of it.
Even that can be deadly, down there in the fog. I saw her leaving the building can easily become I saw her running away. If someone wanted to get me, a courtroom filled with cops would be a pretty shitty place to choose to do it. Yeah, but it might have been the only time and place they knew you'd be. Mint for a garnish with charred cinnamon for smoky ambiance. Serve immediately.
The Morgan is fucked drink.
A bitter blessing. Surely with that much lime, it's a sour blessing, no? I'm going to toss it out. Thank you for the drink. But I'm nobody, Rain. No one's coming to get me. Nobody even knows I exist. I hope you're right. I am. You won't know if you're wrong until it's too late. Bottoms up. Damn! You get all that, Sarah?
Yes, boss.
Gulp. I'm a drink up.
Hey, bottoms up is just an expression. You're supposed to sip it for God's... One last thing. Apparently, Sosuke's captors talked about some kind of huntsman. If the little lord's an urban legend, huntsman's a goddamn boogeyman. Orc is shooting the shit around, burning tires, trying to make the noobs afraid.
Alright, noobs. That's an ancient word, sir.
For to go off and piss by themselves. Right, so they're bullshit. I got the same answer elsewhere, but... Oh, they're very real. Pardon? Huntsman. Not a species native or shore to our shores, thank God, but they're real. You just said they're boogeymen. Yeah, and the fact that they exist is what makes them so damn scary.
Are they some sort of assassin? Like Bresson, the shooter in the courtroom?
Nothing so concrete. Huntsmen are virtual shapeshifters. Feel a chill down your spine one night on your way home from work. Go to sleep. Wake up at night to a man wearing your own face choking the life out of you. While he calls your mom from your locked phone across the room in your own voice. Like I said, they're all overseas in more contested parts of the world where the blue bloods are better funded. You wouldn't pay for one of them to come into the country unless you had a really good use case or a weapon only they could take full advantage of. Well, I'll be sure to pass that on to Sosuke. Why Sosuke? Sorry. Why? So Sosuke can start riding his will. I wouldn't bet against him so long as he knows what he's up against. Urban legends are missed, but boogeymen are easy to kill.
How do you kill a boogeyman?
Same way I'd kill anyone else. With pleasure.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, slay.
All right. I actually need a recommendation from you. What, kind of recommendation? A bar, I think. Needs to be open at night. Oh. What are you looking for? Well, it's, not for me, but how much do you know about host clubs, huh?
Who is this for? Oh, God. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Just what I said. You can't enter the crime scene until you pass our security clearances.
You gotta be. You're a drug-pushing lowlife. Why would I need your permission to go anywhere?
I take offense to that. I've never worked in pharma.
Brett. Han, not the time to be a smartass. Reyes, it'll only take 30 seconds.
You're serious? This is reality? The city's expecting blue bloods to keep a crime scene secure. They're the ones committing the goddamn crimes!
Hey, if that's your criteria, half the police force should be disqualified. Or is excessive force not a real crime? Are battered spouses not real victims? Guess assault's only assault when it's a real person on the receiving end.
Sign this is legitimate, Reyes. All the paperwork's in order and signed by our bosses.
These idiots are walking around barehanded and knocking shit over and leaving trash all over the goddamn place. Should we give them badges while we're at it? Let them investigate crimes too.
We already investigate crimes.
You have any idea how many missing teens there are in the lower wards?
No, because we find them. Because we actually give a shit about the people who live down here.
Oh, and I'm sure your prices are very generous.
Better their parents get a bill from us than a letter of condolences from you.
So sorry, ma'am, but he looked suspicious as he was running away.
Han, not helping. Reyes, let's calm down.
Damn, they're not listening to him at all. Sorry that I'm not calm. We've got actual orcas stomping all around the scene where a cop was murdered.
Last I counted, there were 5 bodies upstairs.
Are both your eyes broken, or do you just not recognize anyone without a badge as human?
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Nothing for it. Gotta strike while the iron's hot.
The iron seems very hot in this instance, Adonai.
Sorry to interrupt, folks. Don't mind me. I'll just go take another look upstairs.
No, yo! Hey, why not? You nearly died once already today. Now I'm not let these orcas give you the tour.
Was that you giving me permission?
No! You and London should both be at a goddamn hospital or whatever, getting debris.
She doesn't need your permission. She has mine.
Ooh!
Ma'am, you can go right ahead upstairs.
Talk over me again and I'll break your finger. Is that ad recording right now?
That sounded like a threat.
You wanna hear a threat? Ow!
Clearly. This isn't gonna work. So Han, why don't you head upstairs and wait for Morgan?
I don't take orders from you.
Who do you take orders from? Want me to give them a call? Let them know you're going around kicking hornets' nests and scratching your head over why everyone's getting stung?
Whatever.
You think you can just walk away after the shit you said? Turn around and
take a walk, sunshine.
London, if you think for even one...
I'm not kidding, Farah. Ooh! He used her name! Oh, shit! Take a walk.
Forget it. You can all go to hell for all I care. Oh, no, not you! For God's sake. Sarah was really sad about that.
Sorry about the bad timing. No, that was gonna blow up no matter what. Situations like this require compromise, and Reyes is uncompromising.
At least you're around to balance her out. You might be the most compromised cop I've ever met.
That was not a very nice thing to say.
And it shows that you haven't met that many cops.
I'm surprised you're still welcome around here after what happened in the courtroom.
Oh, Bresson. The Blue Bloods are a big organization, and Bresson was pretty firmly on the other side. Gals like Han, who work in the gray areas, might as well live in a different world. If you say so. I just didn't think the Mafia would allow the death of one of their own to go unanswered. They sent him into a courtroom packed with police and a modded arm that only had one shot. I don't think they're surprised he didn't make it back.
Will Detective Reyes be alright? She seemed angry.
More so than usual. Yeah, she'll be alright. Blowing up, yelling, cursing, that's nothing. Practically healthy. It's the ones who go quiet you gotta worry about. Well, you look at him, working there anyway. What brings you back here anyway?
We're pursuing leads.
Sounds serious. Chopin. Anyone go digging into Chopin after my implications earlier today? Lady Rockford would probably take it seriously if only to cross it off the list, but other than her, I think you mostly just piss people off. Lucky for you, I was able to convince some techs to confirm your soundproof windows theory, but I don't expect to be welcome at City Hall anytime soon. Hadn't counted on it. Whatever else he's innocent of, Chopin did get here before anyone else, and no one knows how. Look, if he really did get some kind of coded message or secret text, there's no trace of it in any comm logs on his personal devices, and it didn't come from any of the tech we've examined on side.
Have you found any secret passages on the premises?
Afraid not, little lady. But maybe you'll have better luck than me. Secret passages? In what world?
Dude, she's been reading too much of me, Neko.
Was that your whole story back in the courtroom? You and Reyes happened to be in the area? If you don't want to take my word for it, Reyes will tell you the same thing.
It doesn't seem like she'd want to talk to Adonai at the moment.
Can you tell me exactly what you two saw when you arrived? The 1099 went on around 10:15 p.m., telling us that Chopin's heart has stopped. So we dashed across the street into an elevator. We were descending at 10:17 p.m. when Rogers reported that he was dead. At 10:20 p.m., we approached from the front of the building, saw the door ajar, lock blown in. Then Sunshine and I started clearing the first floor. The first floor. You didn't hurry up to the third floor, where the dead cop was? Like I testified, Chopin had flatlined, and his own partner had confirmed it was no false alarm. We knew we couldn't do anything for him. Rogers had already apprehended the suspect, so SOP is we focus on securing the area and clearing the premises. How level-headed.
So the Officer Rogers we saw in court today really did take Sosuke down by himself?
Yeah, charged in it and pistol whipped him right in the head. I assume you found that the first floor was, in fact, clear. Yeah, all these vaults were empty. You didn't wait for a Cyanus to show up with the spare keys. Surprised you didn't throw your back out kicking down doors. Sunshine helped. Besides, they weren't all locked. They weren't. Yeah, I remember that. That one right there was unlocked. Room 107. Nothing inside there either, though. Guess the Blue Bloods missed a lock on Nally Roundup or something. Cyanus has unlocked every door in the building at this point. But then I first walked down this hall and then walked out the front door later. How did this hall look then?
Interesting.
If you do manage to find some kind of silent alarm, I'll be impressed. If you prove that Chopin was dirty, I'll be floored. But even then, how the hell are you gonna convince a jury that anyone other than Sosuke killed him? It'll be difficult, without accounting for the 4 dead Blue Bloods as well. But if you take it all in as one set, starts seeming plausible as an internal issue, don't you think? What are you? Wanna pitch this as the Young Bloods and Old Guard going at it? Over what? The juicy bait that Chopin literally died over. Proposition 492. What's there to disagree about? That project would put money in everyone's pockets. If my theory's correct, then Chopin was killed because the Young Bloods didn't let the Old Guard abandoning them. The Old Guard have always hedged their bets on the Blue War returning. Does that mean the Red Wing plans to profit off of Prop 492? Or a Young Blood conspiracy? Those papers were trying to type big safe before I arrived. Well, good hunting.
You won't be joining us?
Not this time. I gotta pump the brakes on Sunshine before she finds a bar. Try not to piss off the Blue Bloods with any more wild accusations while I'm gone. I would never. Take care. And that goes doubly for you, Sparky.
Sparky.
What does Sparky mean, by the way?
It's a nickname. 'Cause you're so bright.
A nickname?
But I guess people are always calling you ads, whatever they like, huh? Sorry, should ask first.
What do you mean?
I'll just call you Sarah.
But it's my nickname. You gave it to me. You can't just take it back.
Well, okay then, Sparky.
Cute.
What the hell? Did you hate spearmint that much?
That is...
Oh, man.
I would never want to seem ungrateful.
Bruh. Oh, man. Okay, Morgan. Oh, she's getting freaky.
Seems like the smell is starting to fade. Barely even the memory of blood now that so many feet have trodden through here. Nothing lasts forever.
Miss Han? What? No, I already called you this morning. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're being paranoid. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'll call you tonight. Bye. Didn't mean to interrupt another lover's quarrel. What? Oh, no, that was... dementia meds aren't working. They get confused this time of day. Sorry. Forget it. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna turn my phone off for a minute and forget.
Damn.
Cute android, by the way.
Hey! That's baby. Don't touch her. Sarah likes it, though.
So, what's up?
My bisexual robot?
There's a couple ways of going about this, but none of them are surefire. Might as well start out big and see if there's anything to this theory.
Do the Blue Bloods use silent alarms?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for telling us.
Sure. I'm actually going to need a bit more than that, Miss Han. It's just Han. Did Creek have a silent alarm?
She's hesitating all of a sudden. Is she unsure of the answer, or did she just give her first answer without thinking about where it would lead?
Nothing like that installed in the building. Arcs would have chewed it up and spat it out by now. The Arcs is not flawless. It can miss things.
Look, using the level of tech we Blue Bloods have, it's secure, but it ain't subtle.
True. An Orca-run security firm won't have quite as much luck. I need a subsistence from police as David Asher did, Sarah.
But the Arcs can miss things that aren't tech at all.
A silent alarm that's analog?
Let me know if you figure that one out.
Either an alarm is analog and loud or digital and silent. They don't mix. She's defensive, but her logic is sound. Approaching it from the other angle then. How could an analog silent alarm possibly function? A literal alarm, one that can't be heard under normal circumstances.
What a horrible smell in here.
Like a dog whistle. You once bragged to me about your sense of smell.
I don't think I was bragging.
I could have sworn you puffed your chest out at the time. It doesn't matter. If I asked you to sniff something out, could you find it?
What would you like me to look for?
I still don't have a clear picture of what happened after I left. There's one thing I know should be here that hasn't turned up once yet.
The knife, right? Or the cigarette. Is it the knife?
Right. I'm the only one who knows about the knife. And while I don't know where it went, I do know it had plenty of blood on it when I last saw it.
I want you to smell for blood.
Adonai, do you really need do you really need me to help you find blood in here?
I'm not asking for you to sniff in here. I want you to smell out the window.
I'll try. There are many strong smells in this part of the city, Adonai. But there's something truly unpleasant as well. Something beneath its fire escape.
Okay. Now go fetch.
You could ask nicely. Oh.
Wait, Sarah.
Yes?
That's a very old, rusted fire escape. Take the stairs.
Huh?
You're too heavy.
As you command, Adonai. Oh no! Only stop!
I'm crying. She didn't apologize for calling her a dog, dude. She's like, take the stairs.
Several minutes later, Sarah returned, looking worse for wear and seemingly
In a bad mood? Did the weight comment bother her that much? Crying.
Adonai, I do not like digging through trash. It is not a dignified way to investigate.
Digging in people's trash is the basis of all good investigation.
Easy for you to say when you aren't wearing a white.
Did you find something?
Yes.
My knife.
and it's
Charred.
Charred? I found it amongst the ashes of a blackened steel drum below the fire escape. It seems to have been the site of a fire.
That sounds familiar. Wasn't there a barrel burning in the alley when I first scoped the place out?
There were signs of a chemical flame retardant being applied to the barrel.
Police must have put the fire out when they first secured the scene. Meaning the knife wasn't in a fire all night, but still.
There does indeed appear to be blood on this knife, Adonai. So how did both the police and scientists miss it?
Their noses aren't as good as yours, evidently.
That is true. But they have drones and dogs for this kind of thing.
Yeah, but they have to actually use them. They'd have no reason to search the vicinity for a bloody knife if they found a sword sticking out of a corpse's midsection.
Shall we ask the police to check for fingerprints?
Fingerprints are mostly oil and sweat. Fire evaporates them both.
Then...
We have to test and see whose blood is on that knife.
But DNA is damaged by heat as well.
You know, before DNA analysis, blood had another forensic use.
You mean... blood typing?
The DNA on the knife might be too damaged, but modern analytical tools should be able to at least identify blood typing.
That could work, Adonai.
Great! Ready to get started?
Pardon?
You were capable of recognizing my DNA, weren't you?
When we first met? Yes, but...
So why don't you try your hand at analyzing blood type? It's gotta be simpler, right?
It might be, but Adonai, to analyze the blood on this knife, I would have to use my
Pretend it's a lollipop or something.
It's blood!
Well done, blood. It'll taste like beef.
Uh-oh, wee woo. Wee woo. Okay.
You don't know what human blood tastes like?
Well.
Of course I don't. Look, the fire sanitized it. Probably. Just get it over with.
I will reference this incident next time we discuss raises, Adonai.
Fine by me. 'Cause that's never happening.
Why would you do that to her? Oh no! Oh no, Sarah, no! Oh baby! Oh, poor baby. Flavor profile. Analysis complete. Oh, poor baby. Oh.
What you've got?
There is blood from more than one person present. Mostly B minus, I believe. With some A B minus around the tip.
Alright, now I can cross-reference that with the rest of the data I have. Thank you for the report, Sarah. You've given me a new lead to follow.
Yes, Adonai.
And you've just made your first forensic contribution to an ongoing criminal investigation. My knife. Last time I'll ever leave something important with Sosuke. How the hell did it end up outside? How many androids can say that? Now come on, we've got some boxes to tick.
Oh boy.
Our client Sosuke. According to Rogers, this is how he found him.
Thrusting the sword into Chopin.
Or merely trying to retrieve it.
Not a huge improvement there.
He really was found in a terrible state, wasn't he?
And that was before the police gave him his cop-killer welcoming and... Sarah, bring up the medical files on Sosuke. I want to go over everything we know about how he looked when Rogers arrested him.
What specifically?
Wound patterns. How exactly was he injured?
His left hand was broken. He had internal bleeding throughout his torso. Bruising and rope burns on his wrists where he was bound. Contusions all over the anterior side of his body. And he also sustained a large blunt force trauma wound at the back of his head.
His biggest wound was to the back of his head. I guess if he fell backwards to the ground.
There is also a small cut on his left hand.
How small?
As if he cut himself in the kitchen.
Wasn't expecting a metaphor there, but it's effective enough.
Well, that was the knife, huh?
He was covered in blood, right? Were samples taken for analysis?
The blood on his torso and head was all his own. He got some of Chopin's blood on him while he was face down being cuffed by Officer Rogers. And he also had a great deal of trace blood on his feet and pant legs. Any other questions about our client's arrest, Adonai?
Not unless there are some crime scene photos you've been holding out on me.
I'm afraid not.
How is it that I am the only one who made an effort to preserve the crime scene?
Okay.
Wait. Read?
Red ink...
Oh, not her.
Red ink protocol. Designed to make data difficult to physically redistribute.
Couldn't anyone just take out their phone and snap a picture of the pages?
It seems that some of the responding officers attempted to. The arc shows that they failed.
That's some fancy ink. What do you see when you look at the pages then?
No more detail than you do, I'm afraid. It's strange, isn't it? They went to such lengths to protect this information. And yet these papers were left out where Officer Chopin or anyone could read them.
They weren't left there by Krieg. I took the documents out of his safe so I could reach the mask. And I must have left them out on the desk afterwards.
Well, how did it get on the floor?
Uncle. Supposedly he was the first to die.
Logically, he had to have been.
Morgan, you know.
He's the one who had the gun. If an attacker got it away from him, they must have done so first.
Yes, I can see that the gun is registered to him.
Right. Registered. Who the hell would look at this guy with that gun and just nod him along?
Patrol officers TC and HR 1 week ago.
TC and HR? Tariq Chopin and Huey Rogers?
The badge numbers match. It seems like they detained Uncle briefly during a stop and frisk and found this gun on him.
Oh, shit.
Finding a gun like this on anyone with priors during a stop and frisk. At the very minimum, that's grounds for 28 days detainment. Why'd they just let him go?
Is it possible that he was a criminal informant?
If he was a CI, they wouldn't have even logged the incident. And besides, patrol officers don't have their own CIs.
Then perhaps they let him go for some other reason?
Because they'd already gotten what they wanted from him? Make sure to copy the file of that stop and frisk report.
Right away.
Huh. Subject released with a warning. Personal discretion without. What the heck? Welcome back. What in the heck? Oh.
Is this evidence?
It's a piece of crap some crime scene tech left behind. Nothing relevant about it.
Yes, you're right. It's just displaying a news article they must have been reading. Apparently, they've arrested the Heartbreak Killer.
Oh. Copycat. Okay.
Yes, the Heartbreak Killer is copycat. And it seems...
Just let me skim it for myself.
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Suspected heartbreak copycat foiled, arrested. An individual suspected of planning an act of terror has been arrested thanks to quick response from local police and well-coordinated efforts from state investigators. The suspect, whose identifying information has not been released to the public, was apprehended by officers seemingly in the midst of preparing their attack, having already loaded a firearm and several magazines of ammunition into their vehicle. Police have not commented on whether the firearm in question was properly tagged, but insiders with close ties to the investigation claim that the weapon itself was not what led to the arrest. We had identified a troubling pattern of net activity in the days leading up to the arrest, concerning searches and attempts to access old net portals. The suspect had already been on our radar by that point, so when they posted that manifesto, we were able to quickly secure a warrant for their arrest. The alleged manifesto in question consists of what was, at the time, a publicly accessible online document praising Heartbreak's hardline stance against neoliberal corporate soft power. God, I love it. And listing a number of complaints and criticism against the recent business decisions made by Hanami Robotics. Most notably, an announcement made on their list earnings call that they would begin moving manufacturing jobs offshore. While the decision landed Hanami in some controversy at the time, their stock price steadily increased the days after, reflecting optimism amongst shareholders that Hanami's lucrative product lines of mostly heavy construction robots would no longer be so strictly tied to national politics. When the arrest was first made, no clear connection between the individual and Hanami was apparent, but Hanami's CFO has since been seen speaking at an investor conference. At a hotel within 50 kilometers of the suspect's residence, suggesting a possible target. The takeaway here is that terrorist acts like this one are easily caught, easily prevented, and there is no standing risk to the public, said lead investigator Kennings in his official statement to the press. To any dissidents out there thinking they're the next Heartbreak just because you bought a gun, you will be caught. You will be prosecuted. And your hero will be far behind. Oh, update! Hanami Robotics has yet to respond to requests for comment, but their official social media accounts have released simultaneous statements denouncing in the strongest terms rising violence and thanking investors for their swift and decisive action. We have also learned that a select portion of shareholders have received messages clarifying Hanami's global market strategy and reaffirming their commitment to their workers as well as to their customers and shareholders. Whether this is an indication of reversal of the decision to relocate manufacturing jobs overseas, like what you're reading. Enough of the ads. It's nothing. Morgan!
Seems like Heartbreak isn't going away, no matter what happened to the original.
So it would seem.
Yeah, bro. You're not just no one, bro. You're not out of the woods just yet, Mrs. Killer.
So this is where they found Creek's body.
He was the only one who didn't die instantly. If anyone had a chance to use a silent alarm... No, he must have been paralyzed in between the time he was shot and his actual expiration.
They weren't paralyzed.
What do you mean?
If they had been paralyzed, Yumi would have noticed that in her autopsy.
That's true.
Yeah, I want a break from the ads.
But he just sat there limp the whole time. Didn't even try to move. He was playing dead.
Oh, uh-oh, Morgan. Oh, no, Morgan. That's not good.
Letting me think he couldn't move so I wouldn't notice his.
Was anything found in his hands? Anything at all?
It doesn't seem like it. They weren't holding anything by the time their body got to the morgue.
If he had been holding something but dropped it when he died.
Help me look.
For what?
Anything small enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. What's this? What was that? Did you just jump?
I was merely surprised by that sound, hadn't I?
What sound? I just brushed against this little toy thing. You can hear it?
I can, and it's not exactly pleasant on the ears.
Could any android hear it, or is this some special feature David gave you?
I'd imagine any android or robot or electronic device with modern features could pick up this tone. Uh-oh.
Maybe I should close the window before I test it anymore and stop torturing all the dogs in the neighborhood.
Closing the window would not matter.
It's soundproofed, though.
But the specific frequency of this tone is not in your audible spectrum to begin with.
Right.
Whistle, it says. Do you really think Creek was toying with that nuisance maker in their final moments?
Probably. Ooh, her eyes. That about wraps it up in here. Miss Han, since Cyanus is technically in charge of securing the crime scene, what should we do with this?
Do with what? Oh! What the heck? Oh, the phone! Adonai! Please refrain from pressing that button any more than necessary!
Sorry, Sarah. I can see you don't like it. But Miss Han's phone doesn't seem to like it either.
It's just Han. And I don't know what you're talking about. I get messages all the time. Oh! not the clicker training, anyway. Han, ma'am, if you could please just admit it so she stops pressing that. Fine! Whatever, yes, you found one of our alarms.
Pretty clever system.
Not really. It's just an app. You set the frequency and get a note if the app picks it up.
The range?
A couple kilometers.
Thanks for clearing that up. While I have you here, though, exactly how fast did you show up to the scene of the crime?
Pardon?
This is a blue blood neighborhood. Do you really expect people to believe the cops lumbered their way here faster than any of you could?
What exactly are you trying to say? Yeah, I'm tuned to that frequency. But I'm tuned to a lot of frequencies. It's a good way of communicating without the Megs or the pigs listening in. So you didn't get this alarm the night of the incident? Didn't even know it went off that night. You got proof it did?
Can you explain how else Officer Chopin would have gotten here?
Nah. Not my job to either.
Is it your job to come to a fellow Blue Blood's aid when they're desperately calling for help?
I didn't know Creek like that.
I didn't say Creek was the one who had this.
Oh, whoa! I saw where you were poking around, and they're the head of the pod. I assumed. Creek's a stranger to me.
Even though you're both young bloods?
What?
I'm guessing that's what the tattoo means. Neither of you make much effort to hide it.
It is plainly visible, even in their autopsy photos.
You have no idea what this ink means.
Would you tell us what it means?
Blood bag. What? Sorry.
What?
The old guard use you as donors.
Gangsters live a life of drugs, smoking, drinking, and back alley mods. Then end up with livers and kidneys that look like charred steak. Who could have guessed? Got no children because the Icaria killed them all. can't get on the donor list because they're geriatric, reviled crime lords. So, what do? Hey kid, wanna be a gangster? Let me see if you got what it takes. Hold still while I prick your finger. They tattooed our torsos, because even if you mod off all 4 limbs, you'll still pump clean plasma. Every drop, an indicator of quality. I'm a universal donor, so I've got 3. Triple A graded, just like meat. And Creek. Save it for the trial, lady. Aye.
Are we done here, you think?
Not quite.
Still got that womb to look at.
Yeah, what about Creek?
Emma's argument is that Sosuke didn't escape from here. He was brought out into the other room to be questioned, and then he broke free. I know that's not true. Sosuke would have been stuck here until the police arrived if I hadn't handed him the magus to, well, frame him. And a knife, also to frame him, but secondarily so that he could cut himself free from his bindings.
Have a fun time working. Those body bags there?
Remember what Sosuke told us when we first met? That he was bound in here the whole time until his bad Samaritan came along.
And gave him a knife.
Now we know what knife he was talking about. And now I want to know whose blood this is.
The blood on the bindings? It would have to belong to Sosuke, wouldn't it?
All the other body fluids in this room do. Probably. But I need to know.
Uh-oh. No.
You've already done it once. What's one more time?
One more time will surely make me sick. Please, Adonai, let us ask one of the science employees on standby to analyze it. They have a record of very fast turnaround on DNA tests, I promise. I can show you customer reviews.
That's right. Science does DNA testing.
Typically paternity tests as part of their private investigative services. But they have been assisting the police with DNA analysis around the scene. I will flag the bindings to be analyzed.
Wait.
I have already made the request, Adonai. If you insist on making me test the bindings myself now, you will only be upsetting my stomach to satisfy your own impatience.
Queen.
Fine. But I'm gonna cite this incident the next time we discuss a raise.
No!
Really is a shithole in here though, huh?
I agree with your sentiment, if not your choice of words. It feels like a cruel place. What is it? Was there something we missed in here, Adonai?
No. Not in here.
Huh?
The windows. They were closed when Creek was shot. Still closed when Chopin and Rogers arrived on site. But they were open by the time Rogers got to this room. I used that contradiction to argue for the presence of a third party.
Because someone must have opened them. To go down the fire escape.
And then what?
They must have dropped down to the alley and ran away, right?
Yeah. That's one option.
What's the other?
What is the other, Morgan?
Would it kill them to do some sweeping around here? I guess that would be contaminating the crime scene at this point. But then what the hell do all these cops and science chumps actually do? Lean on walls and screw around on their phones?
I think you're being a bit harsh in your assessment. But you weren't alone in your criticism. Detective Reyes had much to say about how science employees were not wearing gloves and...
knocking over trash.
Huh?
If they had picked up trash, that'd be removing evidence. The arcs would light up. Adding trash, though.
Adonai?
Help me look through this.
Garbage again? Already?
Just start looking.
If any of it requires DNA analysis.
Wait. There. Red.
I'm don't smell any blood.
Not blood. Ink.
A torn page from the Ready documents. With what looks like a shoe print on it. Shall we try and match the samples?
Good luck. Cops and security types all wear the same kind of boots. On top of which, 99 out of 100 shoes in the city are made by the same two Megs.
But if the print isn't useful, that just leaves the actual text and that...
Looks like the letters were all run through the wash a couple dozen too many times.
Well, it isn't particularly informative. And I don't understand exactly how this clue fits in with everything else we've seen. But doesn't this seem important?
Does it?
See why. I mean, I guess.
How could it have been lying here? Neglected this whole time?
Nah, princess, I'll have to call you right back. Of course, wouldn't dream of it. Come on, you know me.
What'd you find here?
More dead man's garbage.
Damn, how many hoes have you got?
Keep it up and you girls are gonna make me look bad. Happy to be of assistance. So, would you like to add this to the arcs, or should I? Well, seems like you got momentum going, so... Please don't let me get in your way. You don't wear gloves on the job, Miss Han. It's just Han, but you already know that. You probably also know that they don't really make them in my size. So, if we found your fingerprints in here on those windows, or even upstairs... Oh, man, I'd be pretty embarrassed. We almost always get rated 5 stars. So, did you need me to walk you out? I'll be fine, thanks. Suit yourself. Just be careful you don't get lost. Sun will be going down soon. It can be hard to find your way back in the dark. Oh, yeah. Okay. This idea is starting to look like a pretty safe bet.
Your theory that Shippen was assassinated as an attack on the Old Guard? But how can we confirm it? You still haven't met anyone from the Old Guard. Though, even if we had, it occurs to me they would be reluctant to speak with Sosuke Ikaria's legal team.
Don't be so pessimistic. The enemy of my enemy is usually willing to at least talk. And talk is where I do all my best work.
Outside of murder scenes, of course. Do I still have my 2D model? You mean, my PNG tuber? That I don't think I have still. It's very old. It's very old.
Where do we look then?
You still got the address boss gave us?
Sag? Oh, I didn't know it was that loved. It was just a placeholder anyways, but I thank you for liking it. Oh god. All red and mysterious. Ladies, please come in. Don't be shy. Let me get you to a booth. Oh, we're at a host club. Uh-oh. Should we take a seat for now? I'm gonna see the cert.
With taste as expensive as yours. If you get near a menu, these people will drain my checking account and overbuy champagne faster than I can blink.
Oh, champagne! As much as you'd like.
This is gonna do real fast, but I'll find a way to shut it down. A surefire way to get exactly the right kind of attention and douse their salesmanship in one go. I need to go with that.
Hey, please don't frown or smile. We'll shoot your pretty face much.
I need to speak with your manager.
What happened? They're all walking away.
Hey, mama. Yeah, there's some kind of, I don't know, accountant or whatever here to talk to you.
The voice on the other end of his earpiece rumbles a response. A cranky one, judging by his reaction.
Mama will be out in a second. You're expected to buy something in the meantime.
You got tap water?
You don't want to drink the tap water in this district.
Soda water? It's all overpriced, lady. Might as well get something you'll enjoy.
I thought my first visit to a host club would be more celebratory than this.
How much thought have you given the subject?
That's funny. That's order? Alright. Since we're I wanted to see if we would find any smexy people, but not yet. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you had fun today. There was a lot of talk, a whole lot of yapping. Whole lot of yapping today. But thank you everybody so much for coming. Tomorrow, I'm playing more Ace Attorney Investigations. Who knows if we're gonna end the next time? I've been saying it's the end for like a stream. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. We'll see how's life. Life is lifing for sure. For Twitch, my 2-year anniversary is coming up in April, which is crazy. And my birthday is next week. Is it next week? Or is it a week? Is it in 2 weeks? Hold on. Pause. Pause! Where's my calendar? Okay, it's in like 2 weeks. Not next week. It's in like 2 weeks. Which is crazy. We need to catch up. I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I've just been chilling here in heaven. I've played a lot of cool games over the past 2 years, so that's how I spend my days here, yapping and gaming and drawing sometimes. Yeah, but I had this model made. I think it's going to be a year in July. Gooning. I did not say gooning. I said gaming. But you know what? For real. That's so for real. This is why I'm crying. Listen, we keep that on the down low here. But anyway. Tomorrow, I'm gonna stream more Ace Attorney. And then Friday, I don't have anything Friday. I forgot. But Saturday, me and Sonic are gonna be playing the last part of I Want to Be a Game Dev. That game took a fucking freaky ass turn at the end. I don't know if any of you saw my VOD channel, but last stream, that game turned out to be a horror game at the very last part. The very last part of the game. Which is nuts. So we finished that. But yeah. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your night. Please be good people. Safe travels back from heaven. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So stop by if you wanna. If not, that's cool too. But yeah. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.